Hello, welcome to Rough Cut Film Review. I'm very happy to bring you a review of Third Contact, which is a British thriller made on a micro budget that's currently running a Kickstart campaign to try and get a release in and around London initially. So if you give generously via the link I'm going to supply with this video, then you might be able to see this in the IMAX at the BFI. And as I understand it, if you chuck the filmmaker 50 quid, you can get your name up on the opening credits. So that's quite an incentive. And I think this film would really sound great on an IMAX cinema screen. It's largely in black and white with a few interspersed scenes in colour. It's an assured piece of work, it's very confident, it's black and white and poetic all over. It's art house meets Darren Aronofsky's Pi meets Ben Wheatley meets Nordic Noir. It's an intellectual film that seems to have a certain disdain for intellectual pursuits for the sake of them. Is existence futile? There's a new way of looking at the universe apparently. Oh my, these are big themes for such a little movie. Plot-wise, we've got a therapist who, in his own words, is completely unfucking professional. He's slowly drawn into the role of a film noir investigator. As the film unravels, we have a gritty Nordic influence, mysterious suicides, strange lists of memories, and our hero takes the obligatory early beating from a big chap with sunglasses on as he starts to sniff around for clues. For me, actually, the first act is the weakest. It really starts to pick up, but it gives you the impression that it is an art house piece of intellectual discourse rather than the thriller that it actually becomes in the second act. The acting for me ranges from solid to rough and ready, but it's not bad at all, and the camera work is what I would describe as unorthodox but interesting. It's mostly handheld cams as far as I can tell, but the whole thing is very well lit, with great attention to detail regarding the sound recording. A lot has been done despite the budget in terms of making the film look like a feature film and not like an art project. Some blood at one stage does look rather a lot like Jam, and there's one scene of somebody falling backwards that needed to be reshot because it does look rather hokey. Other criticisms could probably be levelled at the film, but I think the majority can be explained away by the fact that the characters are taking an increasing amount of drugs and there is a certain amount of psychosis going on there. Despite the lack of funding, the film for the most part plays to its strengths, which for me lie with the director. The key characters are also played by actors who have some level of experience, so they're not complete novices, perhaps a bit part on television, etc, etc, but for the most part the film feels like a professional endeavour. It's art-like, it's dreamlike, it's well crafted, and it's an interesting debut. I'm slightly concerned that its arty sensibilities might give it a somewhat limited appeal, but I think the film absolutely achieves what it was intending to. So it's recommended. I hope the film sees the inside of a cinema, and a decent screening room at that. So if you like the sound of that, do get involved with the Kickstart appeal. I'm sure Si will very much appreciate your assistance, and hopefully we can get this into a screening room. Kind regards, Christopher Thomas.